folks watching and seeing what's going on here. We're a simple little weathercast set up for most of the area in and around the Tennessee River Valley for the most part. We do not really have too much in the way of singing or dancing. Pardon me while I adjust my cameras here by just a little bit and try to spill an entire tankard onto the floor. I want to make certain everything's working and watching here for now. Again, if you've got any questions, please drop them into the comments section. We'd love to see what you're seeing on there. And if you have any questions about anything, this camera is going to bug the living daylights out of me. Sorry about that. I have to get all this fixed before we go on the air, but unfortunately, this camera needs some duct tape of some sort, and it's having issues to say the least. All right, I think we are working. Let me make certain that audio is where it needs to be for now. Okay, we are good to go. So it is, let's see, Wednesday night. Yes, the last Wednesday of the year, and this is Weather Overtime from downtown Chattanooga. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek on News 12. We're going to be seeing quiet conditions as we finish up the year. Excuse me, we'll talk more about the New Year's forecast. We'll do a little bit of weather where the troops are, and we'll have a lot more coming up here in just a little bit. On the almanac page for today, once again, another day near 60 degrees, very much on the mild side. We did not pick up any rain today. We could use it because as of right now, it's going to take almost 2 to 3 inches per day to get us to where we need to where we would actually break even for the year. There's a slim chance of some moisture coming up Thursday into Friday, and that's about it. We are well behind for the year. This has been a very dry year out there. Drought monitor will be updating as we go into tomorrow, so we'll bring that to you as soon as we possibly can. Weather window of the day, thank you very much, Joseph Keimery from Ringgold, Georgia, for some holiday lights on the house outside. That's our West Shore home weather window picture of the day. We place these pictures on our social media pages, so if you'd like to see these up close and not just within the 15-30 seconds that we have here, all you have to do is drop by our social media pages for more, and we'd love to see what you're seeing out there. Just go ahead and drop your pictures to pictures@wdef.com, and yours could be the next West Shore home weather window picture of the day. You can also drop them to the comments section of our Facebook, X, or Instagram pages. You can be anonymous if you want to, but give us a description, a location, so we won't have to guess about any of that, so we can tell a little bit more about what you are seeing and where you were at the time. Temperatures tomorrow will be much lower than what they were today, so outdoors for a hike, fishing, boating, whatever you're planning on doing, mainly sunshine, some high thin clouds possible, but temperatures will be much cooler than what we've seen for normal, and that goes for anybody out there who's going to be hitting the golf course. Not really all that breezy. Winds generally west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and we will see a few clouds mixed in with the sunshine. But the main takeaway from all of this is this: the temperatures will be much cooler tomorrow than what we do and what we get into and what we have had over the course of the last few days and weeks. Temperatures right now, right before 10 o'clock, 40s for the most part. Seeing some temperatures close to 30 degrees, but otherwise not really looking at too much out there in the way of concerns. Going to be dividing up a little bit more of our temperatures in the next several days and weeks to give you an idea as to more about what's going on. From around the area of northeastern parts of Alabama, temperatures in the upper 30s around Ider in the extreme northeastern part of the area. Back over into northern Georgia, northwest Georgia, lower to mid 40s across much of the area. I'm still putting together back into southeastern Tennessee, so we'll have that for you coming up a little bit later on. A lot of folks have questioned, well, I'm not seeing my city on here. That means you must hate our town. What do you have against our town? Why do you never feature it? It's because we did something wrong. Do you hate us for some reason that you deliberately leave us out? Any one of these locations can drop off the map because they're missing data. That does happen from time to time. We try to rotate through as many locations as we can to be fair. But to be fair, if you are going to be watching at any point in time, there's no guarantee that you're going to have every single station show up every single time. So again, we're not doing it to slight anybody, and just to show you what it would look like out there with all of the available stations that we could put on the maps. This is what it would look like. Add to that, if we went A through Z through every single station that we have available to us and did an update and a forecast for every single place from Athens all the way down to Scottsboro and beyond, we would have to have our own weathercast per half an hour. There's no way we could do an update for all of this location. So yes, some of your locations out here, your town in particular, wherever that might be, might get dropped off the map from time to time. It is not deliberate. It is the way we try to cycle through as many of the locations as possible. Threatening to never watch our TV station again, we appreciate your opinion on that, but honestly, it's not going to make us put every single location on here every single time. And we try to get as many cycled through here as possible. We do not hate your location. We do not have a vendetta against you. No, we did not have a bad review of your restaurant, and so we've never set foot in your city limits ever again. It's just we try to cycle through it as much as possible, and we can't feature everybody all the time. So that is why you may not see your particular location out there. Just putting it out there to make certain that you know a little bit more about how these systems work out across the area. We'll update that graphic as need be over the next several days and weeks. The Asian Lantern Festival in full swing, and it's turned off for the night, so we're looking back toward Erlanger Hospital and some very clear skies for tonight, at least on the ground. So we're not seeing too much in the way of visibility problems, so good news on that. Around the area of Plainview Outdoor Advertising Camera at Lee Point, we are seeing again some nicer conditions well back off to the south and to the west of here. Downtown Chattanooga on the Bailey's excuse me, heating and air camera, looking back toward the TVA complex and around the area of Miller Park, where the festive forest is still taking place, if I'm not mistaken. That also showing some very dry conditions for here. From the News 12 studios, Patriot Concrete camera looking up on the north flank of Lookout Mountain to around Ruby Falls. Quiet, a little bit of a breeze taking place, not by much, so we're not seeing too much out there in the way of problems. We did have some backups. All construction halted at this time through the major zones just to the left-hand side of this picture. So from Tomahawk Crane and Rigging Camera, everybody moving through on the interstate system quite nicely at this time. So good news for travelers into the nighttime hours. Around Coolidge Park downtown at the North Shore, Tennessee River like glass, not seeing any winds out there, and the bridge is still lit up quite nicely for the holidays, so not looking too bad for tonight. Temperatures back in the mid-40s. Winds are calm. They'll be switching around to the northwest into the course of the next couple of days as our next storm system comes in from the north and west. That's what you're seeing here over Missouri and the mid-Mississippi Valley. This is where we will be seeing our next round of very cold air cycling down our direction. That's going to give us some cooler temperatures into the next couple of days. Matter of fact, the cold air has already technically started to arrive. It is sitting just on over to our west tonight, just over parts of the western News 12 viewing area, and it's attached to an area of low pressure sitting back up around St. Louis. Some moisture here, not by much, but we are seeing again a little bit of activity here, and as we go into the next couple of days, we'll be looking for this area of low pressure to drag in both that cold air and a little bit of moisture off the Great Lakes. That means we'll be seeing a chance, not much, but a chance of some precipitation heading on through. It doesn't look like much again for right now. Matter of fact, it's not going to be all that much. By tomorrow, that front continues to make its way through, so it's not going to be quite as warm tomorrow. Mid to upper 40s at best for Thursday. And then that little poof of moisture starts to make its way a little bit closer to us, so that overnight, Thursday into Friday morning, we may see the potential of some snowflakes mixed in with the rain showers. But notice those temperatures, they're still very much on the mild side, so I don't think we're going to be seeing too much there in the way of problems. We see again the temperatures just barely right around freezing. which means I don't think we're going to see any problems on the roads. I don't think we're going to be seeing any weather backups for right now because the moisture chance is just way too light at this time. Then we get another round of some moisture coming in briefly by early Saturday morning. Could be, if it's cold enough, some snowflakes wrung out of the air, but notice we are just above freezing, so I really don't see that much happening for the River Valley area. Higher elevations, maybe, not much more beyond that. Now, into Saturday, the last weekend of the year, temperatures will be on the cool side, back in the lower 40s. Before our next storm system arrives, we'll be looking at some milder temperatures coming up around Sunday. So starting off the last day of the year doesn't look too bad for right now. What we are going to be looking for is the potential of some chilly conditions going up and into around midnight. That, again, for right now does not look too terrible, but it does seem to be rather on the chilly side out there for the time being, as we see the potential for, again, no rainfall taking place at this point, but we do see, after this has moved on through, the potential of some showers by dawn patrol and after on New Year's morning. Again, into the daytime parts of the hour, no rainfall showing up here as of about 5 a.m., but there will be clouds, and if there's outdoor activities going on, watching the ball drop, the guitar drop, whatever it is that falls around here around midnight, again, that will see temperatures brisk, at least back in the 30s, right around the time we hit the new year. And then afterwards, getting into that very late breakfast, if you're going to be heading out of the town, staying up past your bedtime, temperatures will be on the chilly side, back in the lower to mid 30s. So definitely want to bundle up. At least you won't need the rain gear for the time being. So some very good news on that. So as of right now, again, into the end of the year, we're not seeing too much to worry about where it comes to any rainfall. Island Cove Marina and Resort showing the temperatures. That bounce coming up on Sunday, that's before that next system begins to work its way on through. So we will see the potential of some numbers back into the mid 50s. That'll be from below normal to above normal to back below normal as we go into the first few days of the new year. Also, chances of rain Monday into Tuesday, not that great, but we will see spotty showers possible, and too warm for anything but showers. Not a problem at nighttime, so we're not getting anything in the way of any problems with dropping temperatures creating more winter weather. If we're getting any winter weather in the near future, it does not appear to be the case. Again, for right now, minor chances of flurries mixed in with those rain showers on Thursday night. Friday morning, very limited otherwise, and the weekend, the last weekend of the year, doesn't look all that bad for right now, and the chances of rain on Monday very much on the limited side. And as I said earlier, it is going to take a lot of rainfall to make up for what we have not gotten in the last several weeks and months across the area. So that is where we're really going to see the dry conditions show up there. Don't forget, if you have memories, if you were around this area in 1974, the National Weather Service in Morristown wants to hear from you on the 50th anniversary of the 1974 super tornado outbreak, one of the most devastating days in American history, to where a number of tornadoes came down across the eastern United States. If you have video, pictures, remembrances, debris samples, anything like that that showed up in your yard from things like that, NWS Morristown would like to hear from that. They don't have this on their page just yet. They've issued it to all the media partners of the National Weather Service so that we can kind of help spread the word to local media agencies in that area. This is where we're going to be seeing, again, committed to history is going to be one of the best things to do here, to where future generations can hear from the people that were there and remember it, what went on. So if you have stuff like that, Jeremy Buckles at the National Weather Service will be your place to go to for more information about that and to get more details on what went on. To have questions about this, if you do, let him know at jeremy.buckles@noaa.gov so you can contribute to this remembrance that the National Weather Service is going to be putting together. Once again, please remember, if you are going to be getting ready for severe weather, National Weather Service in Morristown teaching virtual Skywarn spotter training classes at their website, weather.gov/MRX. And also, don't forget, if you live in Chattanooga or Hamilton County, your training session for severe weather will be coming up in about a little bit more than a month and a half on DeSales Avenue, CHI Memorial Hospital. That'll be Friday, February 9th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Eastern. Register for a seat. It doesn't cost you a dime. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars, pay for this Skywarn training to get everybody up to date on severe weather practices. You can find out more again at weather.gov/MRX if you would like to sign up on there. And the more Skywarn spotters we have, the better off we're all going to be on this, because the more people that spot, the better off we will be with the contacts out there to find out more about who's seeing what, and the National Weather Service can pass that information on to people like me and let everybody know what's going on, where the storm is, where it has just passed through, and where it is heading as well. Where the troops are, we're coming down to the end of the holiday season, but want to make certain that we keep track of those who are away from the United States at this time of the year. Into Iraq, temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and the lower 60s, especially in the central to lower sections of the country down toward Kuwait and the Persian Gulf. Baghdad right before sunrise at 59 degrees, 40s up toward Erbil, and Suleiman International up that direction, showing again some very decently mild conditions. We can get some pretty good sandstorms at this time of the year. Korean Peninsula, just after noon on Thursday at lunchtime, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. A few days ago, we were in the lower teens as Siberia opened up and sent a blast of cold air down toward Japan, over Mongolia, China, and North Korea. So some very cold conditions out there back in the 30s and 40s for the area around South Korea. A little bit more temperate conditions back over toward the Horn of Africa. Camp Lemonnier in the U.S. Africa Command in Djibouti, 81 degrees, again, right before sunrise, right down to the south of Iraq, so right basically on the same time frame as there. I think this is on automatic update. I'm not sure. Let me double check. Way back out to, again, Guam, reporting some windy conditions and temperature 87 degrees at Naval Base Guam and Joint Region Marianas. And one of our brand new ones that we feature here from time to time, going over to the former Yugoslavia. This is where we see the United Nations force at the Kosovo force headquarters into around the area of Ferizaj, Kosovo. The closest recording station is in Pristina, Kosovo. Mainly clear skies reported there and 56 degrees Central European Standard Time, again just before sunrise there at about 4 o'clock in the morning. A lot of folks serving over there with a multinational force. Just a couple of the places that we take a look at from around the world. So again, thanks to everybody for wearing the uniform of your country and helping to protect us and serving in the United States military. One more view from around Rota, Spain, just over close to the Rock of Gibraltar. Temperature 54 degrees and mostly clear skies, looking at the far eastern Atlantic area on the Iberian Peninsula. And again, a very big thank you to all of you on the home front as well who are supporting those who wear the uniform of our country out there. We'll be featuring more of these coming up throughout the course of the next several days, right on into the new portion of the year. So definitely want to stay tuned for more on that. I think that should do it for right now. I think we've got everything covered for the time being. So we'll be putting this one to bed for now. We'll try to get back on as we go into tomorrow. Don't forget that you can see more of our weather overtimes available on our YouTube channel. We're hopefully going to get our camera and microphone connected so we can go live on YouTube as we go into the new year, but that's going to take a while to get that taken care of. You can still see us on Facebook and Twitch, and you can catch our latest weather overtime through our website, WDEF.com. So hopefully you've had a chance to stop by and see a little bit more about what goes on. If there's something more on here you want to see, let us know. We'd love to be able to tailor this to fit your needs. And if there's something you'd like to see, please email me. On Twitch, you can see the email at the lower portion of the screen. On Facebook, it's aonek, AONEK, at WDEF.com if you'd like to get in contact there. That should do it for tonight. We'll be on with Jesse Tisdale for the noon show, for the news tonight. We'll be doing more throughout the rest of the week, specials for wrap-ups of the rest of the year, and also keeping you updated on chances of rain coming up as we go into the new year, which right now isn't much. Chip Chapman will have your forecast bright and early tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m., and I'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon and evening as we go toward the last Thursday of the year. So for Wednesday night, the 27th of December, thanks for joining us for Weather Overtime. Again, more details at our website, WDEF.com. Have a great, pleasant, if you can't join us for the rest of the week, have a great, pleasant, and safe rest of the year. And don't forget to stop by again to watch Weather Overtime when you can, and always available at WDEF.com/weather. Thanks for joining us.